from people all the time that they will see a trucking company name, and just because of the person's color and their culture will automatically deem them as a dangerous driver. Now some are, but not everybody is. There's a lot of good ones out there too. So we got to get away from the whole stigma of you come from a certain place, so that makes you a bad driver on roads.
Yep.
Because we all make mistakes. A lot of us, even senior drivers still make mistakes once in a while. So it gets very hard to do that. I think it's a great program. I'm just wondering how we can involve people more. I struggle with the whole money thing. I've never looked at trucking for money because there's always been so much work. I never had to work, but now people are coming in, so they're not taking this on as a job of passion, which is, I love to drive. From the age of 16, I was getting my license and all of that stuff. So I love the cars and driving. So I was a good fit for that industry, but not everybody's coming in. Newcomers to Canada, I get a lot of people who want to apply from India. You can go on all the countries, wherever, even Germany, everywhere. I get people going, how do I apply to this job? They're all looking for these sponsored, I guess it's sponsored grants or something like that. How does that work with you guys? Do they have to be living in Canada first, or what's that take there?
Yes, for the program. So our program, this is the best way to describe it. We don't make drivers, we train them.
Right.
So in order to be a part of our training program, you need to have your AZ or DZ. And then let's talk about the eligibility criteria. Let's talk about the employer side. So because it's a provincial funding, Bruce, so any company domiciled in Ontario can be a part of the program if they have operations. So any federally regulated company with operations within Ontario, the operation in Ontario can be a part of this program. Now let's talk about the participants. So currently we're working with the Canadian citizens, we're working with peer holders, we're working with refugees. So these three streams we're working with, plus this program is just for company drivers, so drivers on payroll, not the owner operators. So we don't deal with them. Plus you need to be domiciled in Ontario, 21 and over, that's the age requirement. And that's about it. If you're meeting these 4 criteria, you can participate in this program. Now, let's talk about the other question that you asked. Like, so people coming in from overseas.
Right.
So we did, as I mentioned earlier, that TVDC did a project with different trucking companies where we brought drivers. So companies out there, there is a term called LMIA.
Yep.
So what happens if companies trying to hire drivers and they fail to hire drivers, then they get this permission that they can bring the talent from overseas, and then they can pick and choose the country that they want. Right. We brought drivers from India, we brought drivers from Dubai, we brought drivers from Poland in the past, and it's a really easy stream. So like employer go, they perform a work test with those folks in their countries to just gauge their talent. And then once everything goes well, there's a documentation required, and then they get their process finished within 3 months, and they land in Canada and they have a job. Now, when they land, it's an employer's responsibility to furnish with initial accommodation, job, and all that stuff. And then once they're set into the system, then they're asked to do things on their own. So this is one thing. Now, what's happening? Companies are spending money, a lot of money, in bringing talent from overseas. Personally, this is what I believe, Bruce. Talent, we do have talent in the market, but that talent might be hidden, or we are not putting enough efforts to basically find the talent. People have been on work permit in Canada and they're trying to apply for their PR. So why they come on LMIA? Because it's a streamline to get their permanent residency eventually. People on work permit working here, it's the same thing. The good thing is about people on work permit is the company, they don't have to spend money in order to buy a ticket, go there, do the work test, bring in the talent. It's the same thing, but what's going to happen? They're going to have a person within jurisdiction, work test, job offer, and put their names. So this is one thing that I've done in the past. So if one of your viewers is a trucking company, I would highly recommend to not just put money with your eyes closed, do some research, and then if you're looking for any resources, you guys can reach out to me through Bruce. And I do have resources that I can guide you, where you can get people in Canada and they're in work permit, they're seeking their PR. It's the same stream, which is going to save you money.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's the stream where we can bring in drivers from overseas.
Yeah, because I hear that's up and down. That some years there's not as many LMIAs available, and of course, trucking companies don't want to be on the hook for somebody for, I would think, a couple of years. By the time accommodations and all that, by the time you've done that, and then not know them. Maybe are they good? What happens if they come here and then leave, and now you're stuck paying for? So there's a lot of different questions that go into it. I know some companies kind of stay away from it. Some are doing it successfully, but they're doing it kind of quietly, where they're not advertising that they do this. They kind of pick and choose when they need to. So I've heard variations on that as well. So, I just get that question all the time, and I never even know what to say anymore. I just say apply to the company directly. I don't even know what to tell people, because, it's I don't hire, but because I represent a few companies, I get the question quite often. So this sounds amazing. I like the fact that, so you're just saying that someone had to have their AZ license and be domiciled in Ontario to be part of, but if they just want to come and look for the information, they don't have to have license.
Yes.
Just come and see your program. Okay, I think that's
yes.
Where should people go to find you? Where do you want people to go and get more information on your programs and all that kind of thing?
So first thing, guys, I'm a big believer in saving money, so I would recommend go on our website. That's exploretruckingcareers.com. You're going to get all the information. There is a number there. And then I will share an email with you. It's info. Send us an email if you have any concern, question, and then we will get back to you. Plus, my number is on the website. And then you can, if it's urgent, give me a call. If I don't pick up my call, I'll call you back and answer those questions.